I'm Cassidy from the Instagram Cassidy_Sassity, and I'm here today to share my experience as a young woman who is bald by choice. I've never done anything like this before, but I've had a lot of people ask me to share a video sort of about what to expect if you're thinking about shaving your head. When I did it initially, I couldn't find anything out there about what it would be like to be a woman with a shaved head, so there was a lot of risk, and I want to make that easier for other people by sharing what my experience has been like. First of all, how do you do it? Well, you're going to need a men's shaving razor, something pretty durable, some shaving cream, some good lotion, it's not scented, and probably some aloe vera. So if you have a full head of hair, you're going to want to get some of your friends because this part can be a little fun. Unless you're donating the hair, this is a really great chance to just try on any hairstyle you ever wanted. So when it gets close to your head, you're going to need some buzzers, or I don't have any, so I use scissors and I just try to cut as close to my head as possible. And then once you can't do any more, that's when you pull out the razor. You're going to need to go in all 4 directions over everything. It'll take a lot of time the first time to get through all of the thick hair, but it'll go much faster anytime after that. The upkeep can be a lot. I found that you have to shave every other day. If you do it every day, the skin will get very irritated, it can be painful, you're more likely to get razor burn, and after 2 days, there's quite a bit of fuzz. If you're into that, cool. You can grow in the fuzz, you can rock a little buzz cut, go for it. If you want the clean look, every other day should do you. I do it in the shower, so in that time where I would be using shampoo and conditioner, now I shave. Putting shaving cream all over my head, running the razor over in all 4 directions, usually starting back and up, then sideways all the way back, this way all the way back, and then whatever feels a little tricky, you can just try the way you haven't tried yet. I think the biggest risk when a woman wants to shave her head is she doesn't know what she's going to look like, if she's going to feel comfortable with this new appearance, if it'll look strange on her. So my best advice is if you decide to do it, you gotta commit and lean into this new style that you have now. The clothes that you used to wear might not look as good. I have found that sort of an edgier wardrobe makes the look more cohesive. It was after I shaved my head for the first time that I started getting into heavier makeup because, and this is different for everybody, but I felt the need to perform my femininity in a more extreme way. I was a little bit insecure about the fact that I had a man's haircut or looked like a man from behind. So that's why I like to wear a lot of hoop earrings, big loud makeup, usually tighter clothing, and that's just for each person depending on how you like to perform your gender. I have found that being bald has given me more confidence in myself, my own identity, and my own style, but there are certainly downsides, and I want to prepare anybody for the kind of attention that they're going to get from the general public. The first thing is that people love to touch your head. When it's smooth or when it's spiky, when it's furry, when there's a little patch you missed. And then come the questions. The biggest question, why? It's been one that's really hard for me to answer because there were a lot of reasons, and I don't think that one stands out as like the reason to go bald. For me, it was just kind of like any haircut where you think, I might look good like that. I might like how that feels. It's not really different from if somebody with dark hair suddenly wanted to go blonde. It's just a choice. But you need to have your answer ready because people will ask often. They also ask when you're growing it back or why you're growing it back, how long you're keeping it. People are very interested in tracking your hair growth at this point, and you just have to accept that it's new to them, it's interesting. And finally, perhaps the biggest issue is the objectification that comes with it. I've yet to figure out why having no hair makes people think that they can say whatever they want about my appearance. Maybe it's because I did something bold and they think, well, then she must not get her feelings hurt very easily if she's so brave to do something so big and drastic and edgy looking. So sometimes they see you as more of an experiment than a person. And finally, the most sensitive topic is that people will often think that you are not well. They will ask you if you have cancer. They will ask you if you're going through chemo. They will not ask you anything, but rather just tell you that you're brave and that they're supporting you and to keep fighting. And it makes me feel bad when this happens because I am very fortunate to have my health, and I don't deserve the sympathy that people get when they are going through such a fight. So how do you respond to that? Usually, thank you, but actually I'm healthy and I'm bald by choice. I hope that by talking about the negative aspects, I haven't discouraged anybody from shaving their head. I just want you to be prepared for what is likely to happen. However, I am here to encourage anybody to shave their head if they think that that's what's next for them. It feels amazing. There's just nothing like feeling wind on your head and not blowing your hair in your face, but just skimming the surface. And there's just no feeling like going to bed and putting your freshly shaven head on your pillowcase. My final piece of advice is if you're thinking about it, there's no time like the present. So I'm sure that in this one video, I didn't cover all of the questions that people have. If you have more questions, I guess that's what the comments are for. Also send me a message, find me on Instagram. My Instagram is Cassidy_Sassity, and I'd be happy to answer any questions for anybody who's thinking about going bald. So have a good one, everybody.